I talked about this a little bit in like episode 12 is like, you start your day and like you make those decisions around like, okay, what do I have on hand? What are my resources? But I think like to take it a step further and to build off of that, it's not just doing that at the beginning of the day. It's thinking like, okay, I have to get in X number of calories. It's same thing. I do the same shit with like water is like when I'm struggling to hit that requirement, I'm like, okay, I'll just use food for simplicity, but it's like, okay, you need to hit 2,000 calories. You're going to break that up over 4 meals. Well, if you skip one of those meals, you're kind of fucking yourself because now you have an additional 250 calories to add to meals that were 500 calories that let's assume you struggle to ingest that at once. Let's assume that that's a very big ask for you. And if it is, being honest that like, okay, if I miss that meal 2 or that meal 3 because of something work related, what is my game plan? So in this case, if this were me, which this is not me, I do not struggle to eat food. I am, even when I'm building, I struggle to not overeat food. It's just, it's the way, yeah. If that's you, knowing that, okay, like, I skipped meal 2, so those calories now have to be redistributed. What are the easiest ways I can get this in? Liquid calories. Oh my God. Get the oat milk. Like, it's the easiest thing. Put your protein shake in the oat milk. Put some dates in the thing. Like, I get it for men. I understand that like sometimes, and like, I'm going on this. I know I am. I do get it for men. If you have a really high threshold, if you're burning a lot of calories, if you have a lot of muscle mass, if your caloric requirement to gain is so high, just because of where you're at in your career, yeah, it's going to be difficult and it's going to probably require more planning on your part. But for females my size, dates, 2 of them, that takes up no stomach volume. I swear to God, like put them in your purse, like put them in a little Ziploc baggie. You should be leaning into these high calorie foods that the rest of us have to avoid. Like, I know like I'm kind of coming at this aggressively, but like, I know this is a real problem for some people. And trust me, I do have some clients who they're like, hey, like my intake is, as a female, they're like, I'm 130 pounds. My intake's 2,800. They do have a lot of muscle and they're also like, yeah, I burn a lot of calories throughout the day. So it's just the state that they're in currently in order to gain. And for them, it is assessing, okay, like what are these high volume, low calorie foods that we have in place? Is there a reasonable replacement? Do we have things that like literally take up less space? Also reflecting on the nutrient timing, for the day. Like I really think like if getting in enough calories is like a consistent issue for you, that first meal, like hit it hard. The longer you put it off throughout the day, I mean, like you're just going to have to make it up. And that first meal, it doesn't mean like eat 50% of your calories then, like, but simple math, you need to hit 500 calories per meal. You want to do it over 4 to 5 meals. Okay. Divide that out. The minute that you realize, hey, I'm going to be skipping one of these meals, don't put that decision off, because I can promise you, like for most people, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get to the end of the night and you're going to be like, well, I just had my meal 4. That was 500 calories, maybe 750. Maybe I tried to make up some. I'm stuffed because my meal 3 and my meal 4 were so, closely stacked together. I only had an hour in between. So I really just had like 1,200 calories like in the course of 3 hours. Oh, I have to eat more. I'm trying to go to bed. Like I'm going to be up all night. Like I'm going to have indigestion. It's like, that's the worst case scenario that you want to avoid. You want to avoid putting yourself into a situation where, I don't want to even call it a mistake, but like for simplicity, let's just say you skipped meal 2 or meal 3 for some good reason. Let's say it was justified. You skip that. So you made a mistake here, or you made a deviation. Don't allow that deviation to then cause issues later in the day surrounding your other meals, to cause further deviations. That's what I'm trying to say. It's getting to the hour, 10-minute mark. So words are hard. If you're in that position, and it's the same thing, honestly, just invert this to apply to food restriction, is like, You go a little bit over early in the day. What are our tools? What are our strategies in order to prevent future deviations, future overages? Well, maybe that is leaning on some carbonated beverages. Maybe that is distracting ourselves, finding other activities. Maybe that is restructuring an entire meal that like would be really easy to eat, that is a little bit higher calorie, lower volume, and being like, you know what, I'm gonna get the salad and I'm gonna make sure that I make it very voluminous so that I don't have that low volume meal that I was originally gonna have, ultimately making it to where I'm really hungry right before bed. Invert that. Same if you struggle getting food in. Don't let those decisions, those deviations become compounding. And I mean, like, it's one of those things, like if either avenue is a struggle for you with hitting whatever your energy needs are, that's really how I should have started this whole thing an hour and almost a half ago. If you're struggling to keep up or work within whatever your needs are, yes, look at the food selection, look at the nutrient timing, and look at ways to make it to where the efforts you're having to put forth on a daily basis are as little as possible. Because I mean, ultimately, the higher those constraints are, the more discipline you have to demonstrate on a day-to-day basis, the less likely it is you're going to stick to that plan. The less likely it is you're going to tap out at the 4 to 6 week mark and be like, absolutely, fuck this. Like, this is way too hard. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. That's really what I'm trying to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in coaching, I have a ton of availability in May as well for one-on-one consults. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I will see you in the next one.